The history of the Khazarians, a nomadic steppe people of Eastern Europe, or more specifically the Khazarian Mafia, as the people and the world's largest organized crime syndicate, are one and the same, and secretly control our monetary system, governments, academics, basically every aspect of our lives, and intends to fully and completely enslave us in the very near future, because they're not only an evil mob of no fucks given sociopaths, but are also quite literally Satan's own army here on Earth. The present day KM knows that it cannot operate or exist without abject secrecy, and therefore has spent quite a bit of money having its history excised from the history books in order to prevent citizens of the world from learning about their evil beyond imagination system of profit generation, or their New World Order scheme to turn you into, for lack of a better term, livestock. You see, this mafia, as insane as it sounds, is comprised of fallen angels and their hybrid offspring, and currently, quote-unquote, rule the world, while they seek the way to complete their great work, the utter and outright enslavement of mankind, as well as the murder of God the Creator. I told you they were crazy. Welcome to the New World Order's Clown World shit show, friends. This is the greatest conspiracy that you'll never hear Alex Jones or Joe Rogan speaking of, likely because they're part of it. On this episode of the greatest show you'll never know, Douchecoded.
What happens when you dig too deep?
My name is Jason Cataldo. In 2019, while investigating the ritualistic gang rape and murder of a local girl, which was covered up by police, I stumbled on one of the greatest conspiracies in human history. Since then, I've been receiving death threats online and in person.
When I know people would kill to keep hidden.
This channel is the only thing keeping me alive. This is
Douchecoded.
Welcome back, friends, to this first true episode of Douchecoded, as I intend it to be in future episodes. I'm your host, Jason the Dead Man Walking Cataldo, and I want to invite you to spend a few minutes of your day listening to the lunatic ravings of mankind's final prophet of hope, doom, gloom, and bass that will shake the room. Okay, not really, but what I do have to say is pretty earth-shattering. So the history of the Khazarians is long, complex, and likely filled with lies, as their original name isn't even the Khazarians in the first place. It's the Canaanites, the 12 lost tribes of Satan, aka the false Jews, spoken of in the book of Revelation by John of Patmos. Before I go any further, I want to stress the fact that I am not an anti-Semite or racist in any way, shape, or form, and if you're offended by the things I have to say, you have to take it into consideration that there are certain people out there masquerading as something they are not, and when I say people, I mean that in the loosest sense of the word. They are creating a carefully cultivated narrative of division among us, the descendants of the one true God, and the sworn enemy of the fire-born cowards that hide in the shadows like the stalking burglars they are. Only a parasite that believes itself to be a predator has to hide in the darkness, for it knows the light, the true light of God Almighty, can burn it to nothing in an instant. Many of you that are watching this video right now may recall an extensive history of the Khazarian Mafia that appeared on the website, veteranstoday.com. I included the link down below. That article is the source for much, but not all of the information that I'm going to be presenting to you today. My lucky and very few viewers here on YouTube, not to mention my hardcore fans over on my BitChute channel, where I have all my cool uncensored content. Again, the link is down below. If you haven't read this article, I highly suggest that after finishing this video, going over and checking it out. It's a long article. It sometimes meanders off on tangents that are not quite needed. The core of the information, though, is of such a mind-shattering significance that it is actually the most widely read conspiracy-themed article ever in the history of the internet, according to a few sources that I looked into. There are literally hundreds upon hundreds of millions of people worldwide that have read this article, and most of these people are going to finish the day they read that article believing every damn word of it because it's true. However, one of the bits of information they never really touch on that I myself have managed to glean from my thousands of hours of research into every topic, even remotely related to the New World Order, is the fact that the Khazarian Mafia, like I mentioned earlier, is none other than the biblical Canaanites, and have been pretending to be God-fearing good folk, hiding in plain sight in pretty much every major world religion and nation. These are the citizens of the shadow nation of Babylon itself. Well, that about wraps up episode 1A of the Khazarian Conspiracy. In episode 1B, I'm going to prove to you beyond a shadow of doubt that the Roman emperors from the line of Julius Caesar, which is actually pronounced Khazar, are none other than the same bloodline as what we call the Khazarian Mafia today, as well as connect them all the way over to the Mongolian hordes of Genghis Khan. That's where the Khan and conspiracy comes from, and even the elite samurai families of feudal Japan, one of my favorite cultures in all of human history. Hit that subscribe button right now, and remember, if my channel gets banned, you can always find me on my websites. My security cam is usually broadcasting live because I have zero social life now that I've started making these videos, so check that out. Don't mind my apartment. It is an absolute mess. I spend literally every waking moment making videos to try to wake up the world to the fact that we are about to be enslaved. What else? If you like this video, please hit subscribe. Check out that notification bell as well. Go ahead and click on that so you'll be one of the first to know when episode 1B goes live sometime this week. I wanted to thank you all for your time, and literally, seriously, if you like this video, you know, fake YouTube personality aside, if you like this video, if you listen to what I had to say and you believe what I had to say, please share this. This is really happening. We need to wake people up. This is really happening. God bless all of you. Good night.